Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic morning because I'm here to talk about a topic that I have recently, over the last year, become incredibly connected to and kind of obsessed with. And that is the divine feminine approach. This belief that all people, women and men, have masculine and feminine sides to them, and that as women, we are most successful when we have a balance. And so much in our workplace and in our life, we are leaning into our masculine side that's been demonstrated to us as to how we should be successful and how we should be achieving and how we should relate to the world. And in order to really feel in alignment and maintain our ideal weight, we have to be cultivating our feminine side in nutrition and in all areas of life as well, so that we have a balance of both. Right now, for example, I have a hot water bottle here. It's in the middle of winter on my lap so that I feel warm and cozy instead of just blasting heat, which makes me feel dried out and really helps me feel comforted to keep it on my lap. So that's a perfect example of choosing alignment, choosing something that's going to meet my needs, but meets it in a way that actually brings me the most pleasure. And that's what developing your feminine side when it comes to nutrition is all about. I'm going to give you just a story to kind of open up this topic from myself and from two of the clients that I've worked with over the years. When it comes to a feminine approach to nutrition, I know that for me, I always saw these videos of women in their beautiful, pristine kitchens with all of their food being portioned out into these absolutely gorgeous glass containers. And it was quiet. It was like quiet music playing. And it was so idealized that this very structured, beautiful, calm approach to meal prep is the only way to be successful. And as a young mother working, none of that looked at all doable in my life. And it was really off-putting. And so when I would try to force this situation, I would try to pick a time where the house would be quiet or I could meet as many of those standards that were being shown in the video as possible, it created so much tension and so much frustration for me. And I know that's been the story of many people as well. I have the client, Deborah. And one of the things that Deborah shared with me in her come to feminine approach to nutrition was that when it used to come to meal planning, she also used to take a very structured approach. She had to have a very specific grocery list and then a very specific plan of what she was serving every single night of the week. And she had to know everything exactly. It had to be posted on the fridge, take it or leave it approach to eating in the house. And what would happen is it created a lot of tension between her and her kids, her and herself, because she would get frustrated that come time to make that meal or eat that food, she just wasn't in the mood, or the kids weren't in the mood. And even though she had ingredients to maybe make something else that they would all be in the mood for, that felt like failure. Success was only exactly following through on the meal plan that she did. When she started to embrace a more feminine approach, she started to take a grocery list, take a plan for the week as a option. Hey, this is what we have planned. Should the day go through, that's what I'm planning on making. If I need to prepare dinner at breakfast time in the morning before I leave for work for the day, this is what we're going to have. I know this is in the freezer. I know this is all ready for me. But she started to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more creative, a little bit more intuitive. And come the end of the day, if she was not in the mood to make the stir fry and they wanted eggs and french fries for dinner with a big salad, that's what she'd make. And she started to give herself a little bit of grace, a little bit of compassion, a little bit of love, and being like, success is, I feel nourished. My kids ate a good dinner. We all left the table feeling satisfied with enough time to clean up and work as a family. And she was really able to kind of go into her values and trust herself to go off plan to really be in alignment with what she really wanted. I have another client, her name was Hannah. And Hannah had a lot of children, and her husband would actually have a big help in the kitchen because she worked from home and worked a lot of nights. She was a coach and she had her own clients, and it was really difficult for her. She would go 8-9 hours without eating sometimes because she was seeing client after client after client and just not making time for herself. She was really in that masculine focus, do, achieve, bring in the money mentality. And her husband was doing all these amazing things, taking care of the kids and cooking. But part of her felt guilty. Like she couldn't ask him to deliver her a hot meal so that she could eat something in her 15-minute break. If she let anybody know that she was in that room, the kids were going to storm her. They were going to bother her. She had a million reasons why she couldn't possibly take care of herself. When she started to dip into her feminine approach, her aligned approach to what she really wanted, she was able to make a different choice. She was able to, in the morning, bring herself snacks to nourish herself in between meals and create a set time that her husband would quietly knock on the door, leave the food outside the door, and in one of her breaks between clients, she could take that meal inside her room. It wasn't like, oh, I'm bringing mommy dinner now, and all the kids would rush her. She was able to find a solution that let her come out feeling really taken care of and created a deeper connection between her and her husband. There was less resentment in the house and then less overeating, snacking, and eating junk food 11 p.m. when she would finish work at night, overtired, burnt out, exhausted, and resentful from the day. I hope this inspires you to welcome in this concept of how we're going to take a feminine approach to nutrition. Can't wait to get started with you. Welcome back. It's time to get started. Today, we're going to take a fresh start to the feminine approach to vegetables. One of the things that I think is so beautifully feminine is the colors and variety and fun of vegetables. If you've ever taken my training on emotional eating, you'll know that we have 6 basic human needs. And 2 of those needs are certainty and safety, and uncertainty, which is adventure, variety, slice of life. And when you're living in your feminine, you're feeling safe, but you're also open and feeling safe enough to branch out and have an adventure. And vegetables are the perfect place to feel safe, that you can have as much as you want to feel full and satisfied, but also have an incredible, gorgeous, colorful bounty of adventure with different varieties, different textures, different flavors that's going to satisfy you on a way deeper level. A masculine approach to vegetables are free. I can eat as many vegetables as I want, and that will help me lose weight. A feminine approach is, I want to live a fulfilled, exciting, aligned life at my ideal weight. I want to eat something that I know is going to satisfy me, that I can have however much I need in my body to feel full, and that I'm going to do it in a way that's pleasurable, adventurous, and exciting through the variety and color and nutrient profile of all these different vegetables. I hope you've enjoyed our first session on welcoming a feminine approach to the food group. Please stay tuned and check out the next videos to learn more.